my channel. For today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make caldo de res. For this recipe, I actually use no oil whatsoever. I've seen other recipes that they use oil to make it, and I don't use any, so I guess you can say this is kind of like a healthy way to make it. So if you guys are interested, as always, just keep on watching, and thank you guys so much for being here in the first place. I tried to have everything laid out for you guys. If I did forget something and I remember along the way, I'll bring that up to you guys, but I think this is all I'm gonna need. So for veggies, I used cabbage. I'll only be using about half of the cabbage. Cilantro, I use the whole thing because we really like cilantro. I have 3 corns, 4 chayotes, salt, a can of tomato sauce. The onion, I'll only use about half of it as well. 4 carrots, a few potatoes. And for your meat, you're gonna need either trozo de diezmillo de res or chamorro de res. Sometimes I just use one, sometimes I use both. Either one will work. So like I always say, if you guys don't like one of the ingredients here, you don't have to add it. If you like one more than you do the other, you can add more of it. So this is just about how much I make for us. And then I forgot to say how many pounds this is. This is almost 3 pounds. That was almost 4 pounds. This is actually more than I typically use, but I didn't want to be standing in line for the carniceria and waiting forever, so I just went with these packs, and they didn't have smaller ones, so we'll make it work. Okay guys, so the first step is to grab your meat and start cutting it into little smaller chunks. I cut them into about like this size, not too big, not too small. So just grab that, and as I go along, I also get rid of all the cuero, like all this stuff right here, all the fat. I don't like that. I get rid of that. So get rid of as much fat as you can, and just keep the meat, try to keep it as clean as possible. So just cut your entire meat into pieces, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have all our meat cut up and have everything ready here, you're just gonna rinse it. Make sure you rinse it for a few minutes, a minute or two, just so that it's very nice and clean. All right, so meanwhile I was cutting up all the meat, I went ahead and added and put some water to boil. I don't have an exact measurement. I do add a lot of water just so that it's not like a dry, obviously it's caldo, so you want it to be, you know, with a lot of caldito. So I went ahead and put some water to boil. I added salt, and that's where half of the onion went. That's what it's for. Salt, that's also to your liking. So once we have, it doesn't need to necessarily be boiling. I just go ahead and add the meat, even though it's not boiling just yet. But just go ahead and throw all your meat in there. Up to your personal preference. You can just go ahead and chop up all your veggies, and once your meat is done cooking, just throw it in there. But I personally like to peel everything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel everything before chopping it up. To chop everything up. Okay, now that we have all our veggies chopped, same thing, just make sure you give them a good wash, and they'll be ready to throw in with the meat once it is cooked. Okay, so to check if the meat is cooked well enough, I like to just grab a fork or a knife and stab it, and if it goes through and feels soft enough, then it's ready to go. I also like to remove all of these little extra bubbles here. I don't know what it is, but I just like to take them off. So I went ahead and added all my veggies. The only ones that I did not add were the cabbage and the cilantro. Once these are cooked and soft, then I'll go ahead and add those in. For now, I'll let these cook first and add my can of tomato sauce. And I don't think I brought up like how long my meat was cooking for, but I think I had it on the stove for about maybe 2 hours. I started it off in really high heat until the water came up to a good boil. Then I lowered it down to like medium heat for the rest of the time. So I like to get some water in there, pour it all out. So I'm gonna let these veggies cook, and then we are almost done. Mix that up just a little bit. All right, so I went ahead and added the cabbage and the cilantro off camera. Ooh, steamy. But this is ready. I serve this with rice. I also like to add avocado slices on top of it, and we like to eat it with salsa de aceite. So that's right when I'm gonna make this intro. My little peanut. My little peanut. Oh. Hey, look. Oh, beautiful babe. Was that a good nap? Yeah. I love you.